Every car loses money the moment you buy it, except for a rare few that seem to fight the idea. Buy these right, maintain them, drive them for years, and the resale check can surprise you. They are not free, but they can make the biggest invisible ownership cost, depreciation, feel less brutal and more manageable. The rule before we start, here is the truth. Nobody should promise that a vehicle will make you a profit. Fuel, insurance, tags, tax, tires, repairs, and a surprise fender bender can swallow plenty of cash. What these cars do better than most is hold demand after the first owner is finished. Some have a reliable name that brings buyers. Others have limited supply or fill a job that never goes out of style, like hauling, carrying a family, or getting through snow without drama. That demand turns a clean, used car into a lower loss asset instead of a rolling bill. We are looking for models that have already taken the first big drop, then stay wanted when clean, stock, serviced, and honestly priced. The buyer who protects the condition protects money. That means a clean title, oil changes, matching tires, no warning lights, no accident history, and no bargain bin modifications. A famous model with a bad frame, a rebuilt title, worn tires, or mystery wiring will not hold value because people praise it online. Buy the right configuration, keep records in a folder, and fix small issues before they become ugly stories for owners. That is how you make resale part of the plan. The road costs nothing, but the right vehicle can keep depreciation from becoming the most painful check you never write. Subscribe if you want cars that protect your wallet after purchase, not just during the test drive. We buy condition, records, and real demand later. Number 10. Toyota Corolla, 2017 through 2019. The least flashy car here may be the most useful money lesson on the whole list. A clean Corolla will not make strangers turn around in a parking lot, but it almost never needs a heroic sales pitch when it is time to move on. Buyers already understand it. Parents understand it. First-time drivers understand it. Small business owners understand it. That wide buyer pool is real resale protection. IC Cars currently puts 5-year Corolla depreciation at about 27%, while sedans overall lose nearly 39%. That does not mean you will sell yours for every dollar you paid. It means the drop can be much smaller than what normal sedans suffer, especially after the first owner has already absorbed the steepest part. The 2017 through 2019 regular sedan is the target. Its 1.8 four-cylinder is ordinary in the best way, and the CVT is easy to explain to the next buyer when it shifts smoothly and has been cared for. A clean title, sensible miles, good tires, working air conditioning, and normal service receipts make this car almost impossible to overcomplicate. In many current U.S. listings, a tidy example sits roughly between $11,500 and $16,000, with trim, mileage, title history, and local market changing the exact number. The reliability case supports resale because an independent shop can inspect it, service it, and keep it moving without hunting for rare parts. What hurts value is not age. It is an Uber pass nobody will explain, a salvage title, uneven tires, a smoke smell, a flood history, or a transmission that hesitates when leaving a stop. Start it cold. Drive it long enough to make the CVT warm. Check brake wear, tire dates, air conditioning, warning lights, service records, and open recalls. A Corolla with fresh, cheap tires is not the same as one with 4 matching quality tires. Buyers notice that. Choose this one when you want the cheapest entry on this list, a reliable daily driver, and a future sale that does not require a 12-minute explanation about upgrades or quirks. It is not glamorous, but boring can be a huge advantage when you are trying to keep depreciation from becoming a financial ambush. The Corolla is the low-dollar winner, but number 9 holds money because no dealer can simply sell buyers a new replacement. It also keeps insurance, fuel, and routine maintenance predictable, which means more buyers can afford it when you are ready to sell. Number 9. Toyota FJ Cruiser, 2012 through 2014. Rarity changes the whole resale game, and that is why the FJ Cruiser does not follow normal used SUV rules. Toyota ended United States FJ Cruiser sales after the 2014 model year, so the supply is fixed. Meanwhile, buyers still want the upright shape, rear hinge doors, old-school truck stance, and the 4.0 V6 that shares its basic toughness with other Toyota truck platforms. That is a powerful combination. A normal old SUV loses buyers as it ages, A clean FJ gains a new group of shoppers who have been waiting for exactly that look and that mechanical setup. Do not pretend every FJ is an investment. It is not. A rusty one, a hacked up one, or a badly trail-beaten one can still drain your wallet. But clean, stock, dry examples carry prices that would be unusual for most SUVs of the same age. A realistic current price lane is roughly $16,000 to $30,000, and that huge spread tells you the truth. Mileage, frame rust, four-wheel drive, color, maintenance, accident history, modifications, and location all matter more than the odometer alone. The reliability case starts with the naturally aspirated 4.0 V6 and 5-speed automatic. These are familiar, long-lived pieces when serviced, and buyers know it. The smartest years are 2012 through 2014, especially an unmodified four-wheel drive example with no serious off-road scars. Avoid deep frame rust, cracked inner fenders, roof leaks, cheap auxiliary light wiring, oversized tires, random lift kits, and a seller who cannot explain what was changed. Walk the truck slowly. Look under the skid plates. Inspect frame rails, suspension arms, transfer case service, differential fluid, body mounts, and the rear hinged doors. Ask whether it ever lived near saltwater or spent winters on treated roads. Choose this one when you truly want a simple, distinctive truck SUV, and you can buy condition instead of the cheapest listing. The right FJ can be fun to own, easy to recognize, and easy to sell later because the next buyer is shopping with his heart and his mechanic at the same time. That is rare demand, and rare demand can protect value. Number 8 holds money through a totally different crowd. Buyers who want a clean sports car without somebody else's modifications. It will never be a sensible commuter for everybody, but scarcity protects value when the truck is dry, stock, documented, and honestly represented at sale time to future serious buyers. Number 8. Mazda MX-5 Miata. 2016 through 2019. There is a special kind of buyer who does not want the fastest car in the world. He wants the one that still feels alive at 40 miles per hour, starts cleanly, turns sharply, and has not been ruined by a stranger with a laptop and a loud exhaust. That buyer is why the modern MX-5 Miata keeps its value. The 2016 through 2019 models are the clean enthusiast play, especially with a manual transmission, stock suspension, normal wheels, and a full service history. This is not the same resale story as a Tacoma or a 4Runner. The Miata holds money because clean cars attract people who know exactly what they are looking at. They understand the lightweight, naturally aspirated 2.0 four-cylinder, rear-wheel drive balance, and simple manual gearbox. The car does not need a huge turbo or wild horsepower number because the driving feel is the whole product. Recent market pricing guides show how a clean 2017 Sport can stay surprisingly strong for its age, and club trims can hold even better when they remain unmodified and clean. In current U.S. listings, expect roughly $14,000 to $23,000, depending on Sport Club Grand Touring soft top, RF body, transmission, mileage, and accident history. A clean manual will generally reach more serious buyers than a cheap automatic with mystery cosmetic changes. The reliability case is simple. The engine is naturally aspirated. The drivetrain is light. The parts are not exotic. But resale depends on discipline. Do not drift it. Turbocharge it, lower it until the tires wear crooked, or cover the interior in cheap carbon look parts. Check clutch engagement, gearbox feel, roof drains, soft top fabric, wheel damage, tire dates, suspension alignment, and signs of track use. A car that has been driven hard can still be good, but the proof has to be there. Fresh brake fluid, quality tires, and honest maintenance are worth more than a pile of receipts for flashy parts. Choose this one when you want a fun second car that can be driven regularly, maintained without exotic bills, and sold to another enthusiast who still understands why stock matters. It is the small car proof that enjoyment and value can live together. Number 7 turns that same resale idea toward a vehicle nobody calls exciting until they need sliding doors, real seats, and a family-size cabin. A clean paint finish and uncracked interior plastics also make photographs sell later. Number 7. Toyota Sienna, 2017 through 2020. Parents do not usually walk into a dealership dreaming about a minivan. Then the second child arrives, the stroller gets bigger, school activities start stacking up, and sliding doors suddenly look like a miracle. That practical demand is exactly why a clean Sienna holds value so well. It does a job that a crossover cannot fully replace, and the next family knows it. The 2017 through 2020 Sienna uses a 3.5 V6 and 8-speed automatic, with available all-wheel drive for families in snow country. It can handle school runs, airport pickups, sports weekends, grandparents, luggage, and 3 rows of real people without turning every drive into a packing contest. IC Cars currently shows the Sienna losing about 29% after 5 years versus roughly 46% for minivans overall. That is not a small edge. It means demand stays real even after the first owner is done. In the present used market, good examples usually sit roughly between $18,000 and $30,000, depending on trim, all-wheel drive, power door health, miles, accident history, and local demand. It can seem expensive until you notice what comparable 3-row SUVs cost, then add the price of their harder access, less useful third rows, and lower cargo practicality. The reliability story is not about magic. It is about a durable V6, family-friendly parts support, and an ownership mission that rewards regular service. A clean van with power doors that work smoothly, a quiet transmission, cold rear air conditioning, and a dry interior will attract buyers quickly. A rental past, damaged door tracks, mismatched all-wheel drive tires, water leaks, worn seat tracks, or an interior that looks like a traveling snack bar will hurt you fast. Test both sliding doors several times. Run the liftgate. Check every seat latch. Drive until the transmission is warm. Inspect the tires, rear shocks, brakes, and cargo wells. Look for water stains around the headliner and rear panels. Choose this one when you need a family vehicle that works every single day, and you want the next owner to need the same things you did. The smart move is buying what the next owner will still need, not what looks expensive today. Clean records, normal miles, and stock parts protect value. The Sienna is the demand machine, but number 6 proves a smaller all-wheel drive crossover can hold money when it fits both snow country life and crowded city parking. That is why ordinary colors can be safer than a loud special order paint. The next buyer pays for your good choices. Keep it stock, repair small problems early, and leave a clean vehicle worth wanting behind for someone. Number 6. Subaru Crosstrek, 2018 through 2020. Snowy mornings create their own kind of used car demand. Buyers want something that starts, clears the driveway, fits in a city parking space, carries a dog or camping gear, and does not feel like a full-size SUV at the gas pump. That is the Crosstrek formula, and it makes this Subaru the surprise value holder. Every model has all-wheel drive, useful ground clearance, a compact footprint, and hatchback cargo space. Those traits keep it wanted in mountain towns, wet climates, and crowded suburbs where a truck feels oversized. IC Cars currently puts 5-year Crosstrek depreciation at 28.8%, below the overall vehicle average of 41.5%. It does not hold money like a Tacoma, but it loses less than the average crossover, because the next buyer can picture exactly how it fits real life. The 2018 through 2020 non-hybrid models with the naturally aspirated 2.0 engine are the low-stress path. Current clean examples usually live around $15,000 to $19,000, depending on trim, mileage, tires, accident history, and where winter demand is strongest. This is not a rocket ship, and that is fine. The value is in the all-weather utility, the tall seating, and the fact that buyers can use it for commutes, dogs, kayaks, ski bags, and road trips without learning to drive a big SUV. The reliability case needs one important reality check. A Subaru is not a free pass to ignore maintenance. The CVT should feel smooth and responsive. The tires must match in brand, size, and wear, and all-wheel drive hardware needs to be treated with respect. Avoid lifted builds, wheel-bearing noise, mismatched tires, accident repairs, rusty winter examples, or a transmission that hesitates, shudders, or whines. Look for oil leaks, battery condition, infotainment response, air conditioning performance, and complete receipts. A 4-tire replacement may sting, but mixing 2 new tires with 2 worn ones can cost more later. Choose this one when you want all-weather confidence, a manageable size, and a vehicle that stays easy to sell when your job, address, or weekend habits change. The Crosstrek is not about status. It is about being useful every day. and useful cars keep a wider resale audience. Number 5 takes us from the snow country buyer to the manual transmission enthusiast who will pay more for a clean car precisely because most owners ruin theirs. The strongest listings show a clean underbody, matching quality tires, factory ride height, and a service folder that makes the buyer feel safe immediately. Number 5. Honda Civic C. 2013 through 2015. A clean manual car has become harder to find than people realize, and that shortage gives the Civic C its resale muscle. This is not just a Civic with a wing and louder exhaust. The 2013 through 2015 SC gives buyers a naturally aspirated 2.4 K-Series engine, a 6-speed manual gearbox, a useful backseat, a proper trunk, and a Honda fan base that knows exactly why the car matters. It is an affordable enthusiast sedan, but the resale story starts with restraint. A stock Sci with service records can pull a buyer quickly. A turbo build with pop and bang tuning, mismatched wheels, and 3 owners who all called it babied can turn the same car into a hard sell. Do not compare the Sci directly with a base Civic. The standard Civic has its own strong resale record because everyday buyers trust it. The Sci adds a separate layer of demand from drivers who want a fun, practical car and do not want the repair bills of a German performance sedan. In current markets, clean 2013 through 2015 cars usually run roughly $15,000 to $22,000, depending on miles, paint, modifications, title history, and regional enthusiast demand. The reliability case is strong because the K-Series engine is familiar, naturally aspirated, and not loaded with expensive forced induction plumbing. The manual transmission adds value, but only if it shifts smoothly and the clutch engages cleanly. Check the synchros, clutch bite point, engine mounts, suspension bushings, tire wear, paint depth, panel gaps, service receipts, and signs of track or street race use. Look underneath for scraped subframes and exhaust damage. A clean interior matters too. Enthusiast buyers will forgive a stone chip more easily than they forgive a hacked dashboard or broken climate controls. The good years are 2013 through 2015, with stock tuning and normal maintenance. Avoid cheap coilovers, smoked clutches, aftermarket wiring, accident repairs, and sellers who cannot say what tune is on the car. Choose this one when you need a real daily driver with back seats and cargo space. But you also want a car that enthusiasts will still search for years from now. It is not the lowest cost commuter, but it can be a fun way to drive while protecting resale. Number 4 is for the buyer who wants none of the manual car drama and prefers the crossover that nearly everyone understands at resale time. That demand remains quietly powerful today. Number 4. Toyota RAV4. 2016 through 2018. When people ask what vehicle sells itself after a few years, the answer is usually something that does almost everything well and nothing weird. That is the RAV4. It is not rare like an FJ Cruiser. It is not emotional like a Wrangler. It wins because nearly every type of used car buyer understands it. New parents see room for a car seat. Commuters see fuel savings. Retirees see easy entry. Snow state buyers see all-wheel drive available. Small families see a vacation vehicle. That broad appeal is money in the bank when it is time to sell. IC Cars currently places 5-year RAV4 depreciation at about 25%, compared with almost 40% for compact SUVs. The difference is huge. It means the first owner loses less, and a careful second owner can often drive one for years without watching the value fall through the floor. The target is the 2016 through 2018 non-hybrid model with Toyota's 2.5 4-cylinder and conventional 6-speed automatic. The engine and transmission are not exciting, but they have the kind of simple repair path that supports strong resale. In current US listings, a clean RAV4 generally lands between $17,000 and $23,000, depending on trim, front wheel, or all-wheel drive, miles, color, title history, and local demand. The good ones sell because they are clean, not because they are dressed up. Keep it stock. Keep the service receipts. Keep the tires matched. Avoid salvage titles, cheap front-end repairs, water leaks, a weak liftgate, mismatched all-wheel drive tires, and aftermarket accessories drilled into the dash. On a test drive, check the 6-speed for clean warm shifts. Look at coolant condition, inspect brakes and tire wear, run the air conditioning, test the rear hatch, and review all maintenance. A used SUV buyer wants a simple story. One owner, no accidents, service folder, good tires, everything works. That story will always beat. It has a few lights, but it drives great. Choose this one when you want a vehicle for commuting, weather, cargo, road trips, and future resale without gambling on a specialty model. The RAV4 is the common sense value retainer. It stays wanted because it is a sensible answer to almost every normal question. Number 3 proves a rougher SUV can hold money too, but only because buyers want the experience as much as the machine. Neutral colors, factory wheels, and a clean cargo floor signal an owner who preserved value instead of chasing cheap attention. Number 3. Jeep Wrangler, 2015 through 2017, with the 3.6 V6. Nobody buys a Wrangler because it is the most rational box on a spreadsheet. They buy it because the roof comes off, the doors come off, the trail is calling, and nothing else feels quite the same. That emotional pull is exactly why the Wrangler keeps its value better than most midsize SUVs. IC Cars currently puts its 5-year depreciation at 32%, while the average midsize SUV loses more than 46%. The Wrangler has a built-in audience that stays loyal, and that audience does not disappear just because the vehicle gets older. The 2015 through 2017 JK with the 3.6 V6 is the version to target, but this is not a Toyota-style zero-worry purchase. The resale case is strongest when you buy a stock, dry, well-maintained Wrangler and avoid the kind of modifications that turn every future inspection into a scavenger hunt. In current used markets, clean examples commonly sit around $16,000 to $27,000, with 4-door Unlimited, Sahara, and Rubicon models typically higher. Color, trim, and clean paperwork move values markedly in most markets, too. A stock Sport with excellent maintenance can be a much better financial choice than a badly lifted Rubicon wearing old mud tires. Check frame rails, steering play, front-end components, tie rods, ball joints, axle seals, transfer case function, top leaks, tire wear, and every electrical accessory. Drive it at highway speed and pay close attention to wandering, shakes, or the dreaded death wobble behavior. Water leaks are not merely a cosmetic issue. Damp carpet, mold, corroded connectors, and rusty floor areas can turn the open-air lifestyle into a painful ownership problem. The reliability case is not that nothing breaks. It is that the 3.6 V6 has broad service support, and the vehicle keeps a strong demand floor when the conditions are right. Avoid hard trail use, rusty frames, oversized tires, altered wiring, cheap lifts, and sellers who call a front-end shake normal Jeep stuff. It is not normal when it costs money. Choose this one when you truly want the Wrangler experience and can maintain it like an enthusiast, not when you merely want a rugged-looking commuter. Strong resale does not excuse sloppy care, but it can make the right clean example surprisingly rewarding. The Wrangler is proof that emotion can protect value. Number 2 does it with reliability, utility, and a crowd of buyers who often show up before the truck is even detailed. Number 2, Toyota 4Runner, 2014 through 2018. Few SUVs can make buyers ignore age, miles, and a plain interior quite like a 4Runner. It is not a luxury crossover. It does not glide over potholes. It burns more fuel than a RAV4. Yet used buyers keep lining up because they understand what it offers. A body-on-frame SUV, Toyota's 4.0 V6, a 5-speed automatic, real 4-wheel drive hardware, and a reputation that feels almost impossible to replace. That demand is why it belongs near the top of a value retention list. IC Cars currently puts 5-year 4Runner depreciation at about 25%, compared with more than 46% for midsize SUVs overall. That is a massive gap. It tells you the market does not treat this like a normal crossover. It treats it like a long-term tool with a loyal following. Kelley Blue Book and current used market guides put a clean 2014 through 2018 4Runner roughly between $22,000 and $35,000, depending on trim, miles, rust, region, stock condition, and whether somebody has turned it into an off-road project. The best value is often a clean SR5 or Limited, not automatically the Trail or TRD version. The special trims carry more demand, but they also attract more modified examples, higher prices, and sometimes a rougher past. The reliability story is the foundation. The 4.0 V6 is naturally aspirated and supported by a wide network of shops and parts. The 5-speed automatic has a simple, long-established reputation. It is not a fancy package. That is why people trust it. A buyer can take a properly maintained 4Runner with serious miles and still feel comfortable reselling it later because the next shopper knows what the drivetrain is. But the truck must be clean. Check the frame rails with a flashlight. Inspect control arm mounts, skid plates, brake lines, suspension bushings, transfer case operation, differential fluids, roof rack mounting points, hatch function, tow wiring, and tire matching. Drive it at highway speed. Listen for wheel bearings, feel for brake vibration, and make sure four-wheel drive actually engages. Avoid lifted trucks with unknown geometry, old mud tires, rust, neglected differential service, hard trail scars, or a seller asking collector money for an ordinary example. Choose this one when you need true SUV capability, strong resale, and a vehicle that can still attract serious buyers after several years of honest use. The 4Runner is not cheap up front. That is the point. The market already knows it will not be cheap later either. Buy a clean one, service it early, keep it close to stock, and you can make the exit almost as smart as the purchase. That is resale strength with real utility. Number 1 is the truck that does this even harder, because demand for a clean midsize pickup never seems to leave. It also offers high seating, cargo room, and towing without forcing you into a giant full-size truck. Buy the record book, not the sales pitch. A clean title, stock condition, good tires, and real receipts are what protect your hard-earned money best. Number 1, Toyota Tacoma 2012 through 2015 with the 4.0 V6. Here is the truck that seems to treat depreciation like a personal insult. The Tacoma is not cheap when new, and it is not cheap once it has 10 years and 100,000 miles either. That is exactly why it wins. Buyers know what a clean Tacoma means. It means a mid-sized truck that can commute, haul yard supplies, tow a small trailer, carry camping gear, handle bad roads, and still attract calls when you decide to sell. The current IC Cars figures put Tacoma's 5-year depreciation at 19.9%, compared with 32.9% for pickups overall, and 41.5% across all vehicles. In the current midsize truck ranking, IC Cars says the Tacoma retains just over 80% of its value after 5 years. Those numbers explain why the initial purchase price can feel high and still make financial sense. You are paying more to avoid the giant value drop that eats most trucks. The target is the 2012 through 2015 Tacoma with the naturally aspirated 4.0 V6 and 5-speed automatic. It is the trusted, long-term combination. It has work-ready torque, a familiar automatic, and buyers ranging from contractors to campers. Current clean examples commonly sit between $18,000 and $30,000, depending on cab, bed length, four-wheel drive, frame condition, mileage, trim, and regional demand. A clean four-wheel drive double cab will cost more because it is the exact setup many used buyers want. The reliability story matters because resale is only as good as the truck's next repair bill looks. A Tacoma with a clean frame, working four-wheel drive, normal shifts, decent tires, and service receipts still feels like a safe purchase to the next owner. A Tacoma with rust, a bent bed, differential noise, cheap lift blocks, a hacked stereo, or a rotten hitch looks like a project, no matter what the badge says. Inspect the frame rails, bed mounts, leaf springs, wheel bearings, rear differential, cooling system, transmission shifts, four-wheel drive engagement, suspension wear, hitch, trailer wiring, tires, and all cab corners. Drive it at highway speed, then turn tight circles in a parking lot and listen for clicks, groans, or front-end issues. The smartest Tacoma purchase is not the cheapest listing. It is the cleanest, honest truck at a fair price. Keep it close to stock, use quality tires, service it early, photograph receipts. Do not let a small rust spot, leaking shock, or weak battery become a bigger resale story. Choose this one when you need a real truck, you can afford the upfront premium, and you want the best chance of getting a large part of your money back later. The Tacoma is not free to own. You will still buy fuel, brakes, tires, insurance, and parts. But when the time comes to sell, you are not standing in the driveway trying to explain why your expensive truck is suddenly worth half what you paid. You are selling a vehicle that the market already understands. That is the ultimate value retention advantage. The Tacoma wins because reliability, work capability, supply, and demand all point in the same direction. It is a truck people want before you own it, while you own it, and after you are ready to let it go. That is why it sits at number 1, the strongest hold on this list, and a rare vehicle that makes low depreciation feel almost like a bonus check. That simple recipe remains powerful in resale today, everywhere. Buyer verdict. Here's the honest map. The Corolla is the low-cost entry for buyers who want the widest resale audience and the simplest ownership story. The FJ Cruiser is the limited supply choice, but only when the frame is clean and the modifications are minimal. The MX-5 Miata is for the driver who wants fun, a manual gearbox, and an enthusiast buyer waiting later. The Sienna is the family demand machine because sliding doors, real cargo room, and usable seats never go out of style. The Crosstrek is the all-weather pick for buyers who need a small footprint and everyday utility. The Civic Si is the clean manual play, but it must remain stock enough for serious Honda shoppers to trust it. The RAV4 is the broad market crossover that nearly anyone can imagine owning. The Wrangler holds money through identity and open-air appeal, but only when it is dry, safe, and not modified into a steering problem. The 4Runner is the rugged value choice for people who want capability and a huge pool of used buyers. The Tacoma is the strongest overall resale weapon because it works for too many different people to ever lose its audience. But do not chase a famous badge blindly. This whole strategy falls apart when you overpay. Start with current local listings, not national fantasy prices. Compare clean title examples with similar miles, trim, drivetrain, tires, and condition. Then budget for a pre-purchase inspection, first-year maintenance, taxes, registration, insurance, and whatever wear items the seller left behind. Those costs are real. You do not get a free truck just because it depreciates slowly. You get a lower loss vehicle when you buy it at the right point. Keep it healthy and sell it before neglect takes over. The formula is boring because it works. Buy a clean title. Reject flood cars, salvage cars, and mystery repairs. Keep the vehicle stock or use quality parts that can be returned to stock. Save every receipt. Change fluids early. Buy matching quality tires. Fix warning lights honestly. Wash salt off the underside. Do not smoke in it. Do not let a dog destroy the cargo area. Photograph it while it is clean. When it is time to sell, show the buyer a clear file, a cold start, clean fluids, good tires, and a vehicle that drives straight. That is how you turn a good model into a great resale example. The road is never free. Gas, tires, insurance, and repairs will always take their share. But the right car means your highest cost does not vanish into depreciation while you sleep. That is the payoff. You drive something you enjoy, maintain something people trust, and later hand it to the next owner without giving away your hard-earned money. The best resale cars never need an elaborate story. Their condition tells the buyer everything, and their paperwork removes doubt before somebody ever asks for a discount. That is a quiet advantage later on. Click the next video before buying another car that loses money while you sleep. These 10 protect value, reward smart ownership, and make resale part of your plan right now.